Hello, Internet. Welcome back to another reaction. I haven't done one of these in a while, especially not with the 2.0 model, because I'm excited to react to something first by a request. Or actually, I think, yeah, this is probably the first request. Thanks to Leslie Daubert, who recommended that I react to his video on Little Caesars, which I have not seen, so I'm excited for that. This video is not too long. As for the streaming, I'm gonna still be trying to do it when I can. Hopefully do longer streams and yada yada yada. But I'm excited to just do a little nice reaction today. That's all I need to do right now. So without further ado, Fat Files Little Caesars reaction commences now.
I started looking into this company because it was a staple in my childhood growing up poor, and I like cheap pizza, and boy did it take some unexpected turns. Today we're talking about Little Caesars Pizza. Ladies and gentlemen, there's two types of people on the planet. There are people that like Little Caesars, and there's people that lack critical thinking skills. Buh! Little Caesars is not good pizza. Buh!
It's all right.
They said it was. They said it was hot, ready, and it cost $5. Okay, nobody in their right mind is walking into Little Caesars, seeing an entire case of already cooked pizzas that are hot, ready, and cost $5, and are thinking to themselves, "Wow, I bet that pizza is absolutely delicious." Okay, and if you think that, guess what? I've got a dress shirt to sell you that I wore while I was drinking alcohol at the Pentagon, which is banned, by the way, which in hindsight's a horrible example because I actually did wear this shirt while I was drinking alcohol at the Pentagon.
Yep. I saw that unsubscribed podcast too. Alcohol at the Pentagon.
It tastes so much better knowing how much paperwork went into getting
First one to finish a White Claw in the Pentagon.
Suck it.
Also, in my defense, before it even gets brought up in the comment section, I did not get to choose the type of alcohol, okay? I would have chose Busch Light all day and tomorrow, but when life gives you White Claws in the basement of the Pentagon, you chug them. That's my bad, disregard. Anyways, the point—
And when life gives you autism, you make lovely lemonade. That's my motto.
I'm trying to get across to you is nobody's going to Little Caesars because they want really good pizza, okay? Little Caesars is for mom that has been working 40 hours a week and is driving home and doesn't want to cook dinner. And then she sees a Little Caesars and is like, holy shit, I can feed myself, my husband, and my 2 kids for $6.99 by buying a pizza, crazy bread, and marinara sauce. Okay, and the craziest part about that everybody has to respect is the fact that Little Caesars pizza has been $5 since 1997, okay? It is the Arizona tea of the pizza world. Whoever runs Little Caesars and Arizona tea should be put in charge of the U.S. economy. And we're going to talk about how they managed to keep the prices that low right after a word from our sponsor.
Delete me?
Yeah, babe, what's up?
Hey, I need a boombox.
His wife's here.
Okay,
Delete
I
me.
can go get you one.
Perfect.
All right, I'll go get it now. Love you.
Love you.
All right, bye.
1 hour
It's delete me.
later.
Has to be.
Where's that boombox that I asked for?
Oh, it's right here. I got it for you.
There it is.
What is this?
The boombox.
Is it 12 gauge
No, I
MagFed?
wanted something to play music with.
Oh, that kind of boombox.
That is
Yeah, I got this
MagFed
instead.
12 gauge?
Okay, we'll go to the store and get me a boombox so I can listen to music.
I'll take it.
Can I keep this one still?
I don't care.
Oh, damn. He's gonna...
This video is brought to you by Delete Me, okay?
Delete
Super
Me.
simple business model. You give them money, they turn around and they make sure that online data brokers are not selling your personal information online. Okay, here's the deal. Pretty much anytime you use a
know
free
the gist,
service on the
but
internet,
we'll
you
be
click
here
that
for the
little
ad
box that says, I
anyways.
agree to the terms and conditions. You've
I don't
basically
mind.
just agreed to allow them to harvest as much of your personal information as humanly possible.
Yeah, I
They
do
then
mind
turn
that.
around and sell that to online data brokers, and that's how they can afford to offer you a free service. But when you have Delete Me, they go and they monitor all of these online data brokers for your personal information, and then if they find it, they submit all the opt-out forms on your behalf, so they have to take down and stop selling that information. So when you buy Delete Me, you're not actually buying anything, you're just buying your way out of all the negative consequences of all the free shit that you've already gotten. And because they continue to monitor those data
digging
brokers,
you out of
you're
the
buying
hole.
yourself out of all the future
Right out of
negative
that hole.
consequences of all the free shit that you haven't even gotten yet. So if you want to give Delete Me a try, there's going to be a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video. All right, our story begins on July 20th, 1929, when a young Mike Ilitch is born, the son of 2 first-generation immigrants. Like pretty much everybody born at this point in time, he grows up, he ends up joining the military, and he ends up becoming a United States Marine. Serves 4 years in the Marine Corps, comes back home, meets a young lady by the name of Marion, ends up marrying her.
Oh,
Then he ends
that
up playing
sounds
pro
nice.
baseball for the Detroit Tigers,
Ooh.
the New York Yankees, and the Washington
Damn.
Senators. Unfortunately, he ends up getting a knee injury and is forced into early retirement. At this point, that was like everything he was banking on, and he just has to start
sucks.
taking whatever jobs he can find. He's
That
working as a
genuinely sucks.
handyman. He's working
But
as a
he's
door-to-door
trying.
salesman for aluminum awnings, literally just doing whatever he can do to get by. So him and his wife end up saving up $10,000, and they want to use that money to start up their own pizza place. And that's exactly what they do. And whenever you start a new business, the first thing you do is come up with a name. And Mike wanted to call it Pizza Treat. And his wife chimes in, is like, no, I hate that name. I want to name the restaurant after my pet name for you, Little Caesar. Which is weird because Mike is average height. He was 5'9". Caesar was only 5'7", and Mike is significantly taller than his wife. So I don't know why she would come up with the name Little Caesar.
That's how it was named, because he was she thought he was a short king. 5'9" is pretty decent, dude. I mean, the global average is much less than that, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know where she gets that. But yeah, Little Caesar, I would have thought I don't know. I never would have guessed it was because of that. I just thought it was fun. I thought it would just been like, oh yeah, you know, how funny would it be if we just like took some serious Roman dictator, as they said, and just made him into our mascot. I think that would be my train of thought if I named something Little Caesars. It wouldn't be my wife calling me that if I had one.
Wait, Little Caesar always depicted by stabbing his spear into a pie. Wait, pull up a picture of the Little Caesar. Holy shit.
That's a peanut.
Wait, was this a Marine Corps dick joke the entire time? I'm conflicted. On one hand, my childhood is ruined, but on the other hand, it's a multi-billion-dollar Marine Corps dick joke, which is just perfect. I wonder if Melinda Gates is who came up with the name Microsoft. Sorry, we're getting way off track. Little Caesars was originally Little Caesars Pizza Treat, and it opened up in 1959, and their slogan was Pizza Pizza, which is the most Marine Corps slogan of all time. Just say whatever it is twice. Except, of course, in Canada, Pizza Pizza was already trademarked, so they had to go with quality instead.
Nerd alert!
Let me hear you say,
Oh yeah, getting into fights in hockey. They still fight each other in
Right out of
hockey
the
up
gate,
there?
their first restaurant is a huge success, and they end up franchising and getting another location open within the first 3 years. Then they start opening up Little Caesars all over the country. It's a huge chain, and somewhere along this line, they end up ditching the original name of Little Caesars Pizza Treat and just shorten it to Little Caesar, which I'm never going to be able to say the same ever again now. Is this why the breadsticks are so thin? So business is going great. They start opening up restaurants all over the United States. They've even got some up there in Canada. They keep the company privately owned, so they get to make all the decisions. Everything's going great. They're making a ton of money, at which point Mike sets his sights on going and buying the favorite team that he played for when he was a professional baseball player, the Detroit Tigers. He wants to own the entire team, and he's got the money to do it. But in 1998, the CEO of Domino's, his direct competitor, bought the team out from underneath him.
Damn!
son of a bitch.
Okay, this is a Marine. This is shots fired. This
Shots
means
fired
absolute
indeed.
war. So what ends up happening is
This
Mike still wants
means
to own a
war.
sports team. So what he does instead is he ends up buying the Detroit Red Wings, the hockey team, and under his command, they do great, start winning a bunch of games.
This is becoming so regular, we should just have Michigan Day at the White House when the Red Wings...
The Tigers, on the other hand, are doing absolutely
Fuck this
terrible under the ownership of the CEO of Domino's, so he's forced to sell, and by 1992, Mike is able to buy the Detroit Tigers as
There you
well.
go.
And under his ownership, the Detroit Tigers start doing awesome as well. But Mike is not about to forget what the CEO of Domino's did.
I don't even think you really know what a bad day is.
So in 1993, right after he bought the Detroit Tigers,
He hasn't
Mike
got his
launches
revenge
the
yet.
big campaign for Little Caesars, which kicks off what is today known as the Pizza Wars. At this point in time, there's 3 major pizza chain restaurants in the United States of America. You've got Little Caesars, Domino's, and
Pizza
Pizza Hut.
How does it make you feel? It doesn't matter how it makes you feel.
And Little Caesars
Poor Papa John's, man. I still like Papa John's. I still think they're my favorite. Out of the big franchise places, Papa John's is my favorite. Of course, good local pizza beats out all of them easily, hands down. But Papa John's, I just grew up Papa John's, and they had like the best tasting cheese, mainly, and they had a lot of cheese. Like it was not only the best tasting cheese, but it was a lot of cheese. Marco's Pizza, which I know is in all over the U.S. It's kind of an Eastern thing. Marco's Pizza is a close second, and they have a crap ton of garlic and oil in their pizza. Their pizzas are more garlic and oily, and then you have Papa John's, which just has just better cheese overall, and that's my opinion. But yeah, poor Papa John's, man.
comes up with a brilliant marketing plan of what if we just sold big ass pizzas? So they had their big promotion where they just sold a massive pizza and said that it was
fucking
bigger than all the other pizzas on the market. That
Sicilian
went so
pizza?
well and they made so much money that they actually started to make more money than Domino's, at which point Pizza Hut fired back by launching their Sasquatch pizza. And then Domino's came in with their Dominator pizza. It was literally a
Dominator.
nuclear arms race.
I want to try all those pizzas, man. Oh well. I mean, there's still get a big down in Marietta. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but Marietta, Georgia, there's a place called Marietta Pizza Company. That makes Sicilian deep dish pizza, which I've had, and that shit is stellar. That's a big pizza, like all these. That's what these reminded me of. Yeah, Marietta Pizza Company is some good shit.
Of the pizza world. It was the golden age of pizza fast food. Then in 1997, after the pizza wars subsided, Little Caesars needed to have their next big promotion, and what they went with was hot and ready. They decided to shift the entire direction of the company. They weren't going to focus on dine-in. They weren't going to have dine-in at all. They weren't going to deliver. It was going to be, you can walk in, pick up your pizza. Not only can you pick up the pizza, it's going to be there, it's going to be hot, and it's going to be ready. It's
Hot
already
and
done,
ready.
and it's cheap as fuck. It's brilliant. It's cheap, it's fast, it's highly effective.
Yeah,
You're
I
a
don't even
mom
need to
taking her
pay.
kid to soccer practice, and you forgot, oh shit, it was my turn this week to bring the food to feed all the kids after soccer practice, and then you drive by, see a Little Caesars, and know that you can pick up 5 pizzas for like $30. The day is saved. And only focusing on
Indeed.
pickup is actually part of the reason that the food is so cheap, because the buildings don't need to be that big. They can occupy these little tiny commercial areas because all they need
Yep,
is a
they're
kitchen
fucking
and like
tiny.
a 3-foot wide area with a cash register for people to pay when they pick up their pizza. You're not wasting money on a dining area, you're not wasting money on delivery drivers, and that's a big part of why they managed to keep the pizza price at $5.
That is
On top
true.
of that, they did everything as cheaply as possible. Their marinara sauce is literally from concentrate, so the employees just dump this can of concentrated tomato paste in and mix it with water, and that's what the sauce is. And then
It's
they use the
okay.
cheapest cheese they could get their hands on. And then for the dough is actually the good part, because the dough is actually made fresh every single day, because buying pre-made dough was more expensive than just making dough in-house. So the dough is actually really fresh, and that's why the crazy breadsticks are so good.
Got all this large pie and the crazy bread and the sauce for $6.
Somehow they managed to keep the price of the pizza $5 flat until 2022. It literally took a global pandemic
Yeah.
that forced people to stay in their houses and not interact with people to get them
Threw
to
a wrench
raise the
into
price
everything.
of their pizza. That's incredible. Okay, just for the record, gas prices alone went up 231%
Oh my
during that same
God,
time
I
frame. We're
remember
not even
that.
going to talk about the housing market, and somehow these
Yep.
guys managed to keep the pizza at $5. And guess how much they were forced to raise the pizza price by in 2022? 55 cents. The pizza is now, to this day, still $5.55.
That's
And
not
in
bad.
exchange for the price increase, you got 33% more pepperoni on your pizza.
Oh,
Okay, and
wow.
why does this happen? For the same exact reason that it happened with Arizona Tea. Okay, it is a privately owned company. They are not worried about getting more money for all of their shareholders. Once the owner has enough money to go out and buy all of his favorite sports teams, there's no reason to raise the price on the
Perfect. That shit is perfect. I have a lot of respect for Little Caesars now. I used to think it was mid. I mean, yeah, you're not getting the most quality pizza, but you're getting the most affordable pizza. That's still good. And pizza is just a very durable food in general. I've had pizzas, like frozen pizzas, where I've just threw them in the oven for like 20 minutes, bring them out, I eat them, and then maybe we'll have some slices left, put those in the fridge. So you have frozen pizza, which is like the least best kind, already eaten. It's all right. It's good. And then there's some leftovers you throw in the fridge, and then the cheese gets all colder, and it lessens the quality even more on an already mid pizza. But even then, taking those slices out and warming them up in the microwave, that the most mid pizza you could have is still freaking good. It's still good. Pizza is just durable as shit. I mean, you'd have to literally take a dump on it to make it terrible. Like, pizza, I can't recall having a terrible pizza. Maybe I have, but it's just not memorable. Because I guess it wasn't that jarring. It's just, pizza is a durable food. And so Little Caesars cutting corners really is not that bad.
product, right? As long as he's still making money, he's happy. So that's exactly what he keeps doing. Okay, is Little Caesars cutting corners on the pizza? Yeah, it's their entire business model is to make the cheapest pizza possible,
Yep, it's
okay?
still
But
good,
unlike
though.
most other companies,
Still good.
Little Caesars takes all that cost savings and passes it along to the customer, not giving it to their shareholders. Huh, I don't care if it's cheap, it still tastes like cardboard.
Okay.
Huh, you know what? Keyboard warriors would know exactly what cardboard tastes like, wouldn't you? I bet you could differentiate brands of Windows by the taste. And you know what? I'm willing to concede. Is Little Caesars the best pizza if I'm judging by taste? Absolutely not. But you know what? It still tastes better than Italian pizza.
Not great. It's not horrible. You're gonna get fat.
Huh, how can you even say that? The Italians literally invented pizza, and that's how it's supposed to be. Italian pizza has to be the best by default. Buh. A,
I don't
no,
know
it
what he's
doesn't.
talking
B, that doesn't even make sense, okay? You can say what you want about Little Caesars pizza, but at least they figured out how to spread the cheese evenly. Okay, Italian pizza is literally like, what if I had...
Oh, ew. Okay, I take back what I said. That is mid. I don't care how much. Oh man, that's so mid. Maybe that's just because I'm an American, but dude, that looks so bad. That looks like you're just having tomato sauce and bread. That's not even pizza. That's not fucking pizza. And guess what? Maybe you could say, "Oh, that's the original pizza." Okay. You want to say that that's the original pizza? Okay, that could be called pizza, and like the actual good shit can be called something else cuz that thing looks like ass compared to pizza here. Local pizza places just reign supreme because they actually do spread cheese all the way out and they don't cheap out on their ingredients. Yeah, I mean, maybe he's making a straw man. Maybe there's better Italian pizzas than this. But if that's supposed to be the pinnacle of pizza, you need to jump off a cliff. That is not the pinnacle of pizza. It looks like crap.
Bread with tomato paste all over it, and then I threw 4 giant cheese balls on top. Okay, no, why would you do that? I want the next bite of pizza to taste exactly like the last bite of pizza because pizza's fucking delicious. Okay, I don't care if the Italians did it first. They did it wrong, okay? Just because something's first doesn't mean it's the best or the right way to do something, okay? The Model T was the first mass manufactured car. That doesn't mean that the Model T is better than my F-150. But it gets better because not only did Mike manage to keep the price of the pizzas low simply because he could afford to and he's a good guy, he also took a ton of the profits that he made because he was making so much money and did a bunch of philanthropy. He created the Little Caesars Love Kitchen, which was a mobile Little Caesars that they would drive into natural disaster areas and give out free food to people. He helped with veterans charities. He funded youth hockey leagues. In 1994, when Rosa Parks was attacked because she lived on the bad side of town, Mike heard about this and then got her into a nicer apartment on a nicer side of town and paid her rent for the rest of her life and never even told anybody. Dude didn't do it for PR, didn't do it for the good press, literally just did it because it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, that doing something that kind and that generous without even the fanfare, that's impressive. That's always impressive.
And nobody found out about it until he passed away. And when he did pass away in 2017 at the age of 87 years old, his widow became one of the wealthiest women in the entire country. Okay, that's the American dream. Dude goes off, serves 4 years in the Marine Corps, comes back home, finds a beautiful girl, marries her, plays professional baseball, blows out his knee, dreams are ruined, doesn't give up on himself. Goes out, starts a business, makes so much fucking money that he buys the sports team he used to play for and a couple of other sports teams. Does it all without being greedy, cutting corners to screw over his customer. He cuts corners to save the customer money so even poor people can afford to buy their kids pizza. And then with all the extra money he makes, he does a bunch of charity work and then dies at 87 years old, leaving his widow a billionaire like a complete fucking gangster. And the cherry on top, the entire thing was based off of one big elaborate multi-billion-dollar dick joke, which is a title that only a Marine could achieve. This video is so unhinged, I don't even know how to end it. I guess just like, be like Mike, you know, never give up on yourself, never compromise your morals to make more money. If you can do charity work along the way, that's great. And apparently making dick jokes works. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.
Fantastic.
Somebody's going to take that advice too literal, and there's going to be a new pizza chain called Girth Brooks. I guarantee it.
Oh, man. Speaking of which, Little Caesars really does sound like something the drill sergeant would give you. I just imagine a Roman soldier out of time. He gets thrust into the 21st century, and he's like, you know, I'm going to join the army of the biggest empire now. And it's America, I guess, would fill that role. And he just is there, and he's just talking that fancy Latin accent, and drill sergeant just calls him Little Caesar. Little Caesar absolutely would be his name if a Roman soldier joined the modern U.S. military. That's just a shower thought that I've had. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. He always does good videos. He's always thorough, and it's just impressive, man. So that'll be it for today. I hope every one of you good viewers has a lovely, lovely, lovely day.